ignition. I may have today the most important message I've ever delivered for all of you on a Monday Ignition. And maybe one of the most important messages I've ever delivered, period, for all the individuals that our team is blessed to work with every single day. Standard over feelings. I'm going to share it a different way today. Many of you know, many of you may not know that the Kansas State Wildcats had a very, very tough, challenging, maybe one of the toughest losses I've ever been a part of at BYU on Saturday. Before I share a few things about how I know this team is going to respond, how I will choose to respond, I want to make sure that we paint this in terms of perspective of tough things you're currently going through, you will go through, or maybe you have gone through. Because on the way to winning championships, on the way to being great, you are going to experience challenge and adversity, and you are going to experience loss. In all of the years that I've worked in sports, let me use football as an example. Having been a part of 5 national championship teams, 3 with North Dakota State, 2 with Alabama. Only twice have I been a part of undefeated seasons. Once at North Dakota State, once at Alabama. And even in those seasons, there was challenge and adversity, even though there was a perfect record. Over the last 6 years, I've worked with a coach or player from the last 6 Super Bowl champion teams. There hasn't been a perfect season in the NFL since the 1972 Dolphins. So you know I haven't been part of one. And all the businesses that I work with, there's never a year where everything goes perfect and you're never met with challenge and adversity. Here is the key to moving on when you face challenge and adversity. Challenge and adversity will always make you stronger, but you can never let it beat you twice. I'm going to say that again. Challenge and adversity will always make you stronger, but you can never let it beat you twice. So in terms of the Kansas State Wildcats, we cannot allow a challenging game at BYU last Saturday to beat us twice. Let that game beat you once. Now we have to go back to the game film. As coaches, players, you have to put that accountability mirror in front of your face and say, what can I do to get better so that we as a team collectively can move forward? When we won the Big 12 championship 2 years ago, we lost 4 games. 4 games. And won the 3rd Big 12 championship in the history of the school. You don't have to have a perfect season. Of course, we all would want a perfect season. But you cannot allow one game to beat you twice. You can't allow one day, a series of days, one bad month. Don't allow one bad month to become a second bad month. You have to remember how those challenges make you feel. Now, it doesn't mean when I say standard over feelings that you have no feelings. It means you don't allow those feelings to dictate how you show up in negative ways. You have to remember how you feel. Remember the pain of the loss. Remember the challenge. Remember the adversity. Remember how that feels and make sure that you don't feel it again. Many people, they fall short of what they're capable of achieving, and they just can't be honest with themselves that they're falling short. That's when ego gets so big, they're unwilling to evaluate themselves. You know what I say? Lean into the motherfucker. Lean into the loss. Lean into the pain. Weak people can't admit when they fail. Weak people can't admit when they show up. It's okay to fall short, but you can't fall short and tell yourself that you're doing great. When you fall short, when you experience loss, when you don't do what you said you were going to do, you need to lean in, accept the challenge and adversity, and know it's going to make you stronger. And don't let the challenge beat you twice. It means you learn from your mistakes and you don't repeat them. You learn from the challenge and adversity. You don't keep doing it again. You allow yourself to get better. You honestly evaluate where you are. We have to do that as the Kansas State Wildcats. Maybe you need to do that for part of where you are right now. Now, for where you are right now in your year, maybe this year hasn't gone the way that you wanted to. Maybe you're behind where you wanted to be. Then eliminate the self-talk. Don't allow the disappointment of this year up to this point beat you more than it has to. Find the solutions. Recommit back to your standards. Remember the feeling and the pain that you don't like. And through your standards and behaviors, silence that pain so it does not happen again. Because how you respond to challenge and adversity determines the story that you write. Don't let it beat you twice. Lean in, remember the feeling, and now it's time to respond. We as the Wildcats are going to do that. Doesn't mean just because we respond this way one time, it's going to make everything in front of us perfect. We might get met with more challenge and adversity, but we will know how to handle it. We will choose to handle it. And for each and every single one of us, how you choose to respond to that challenge and adversity will make the difference. Lean in. Let's continue to attack one day at a time. Keep stacking days. Our team is in your corner. You are not alone.